What is up, y'all? We are back with another episode of Pushing Buttons. I am one half of the bromance B, and I have the other half of this wonderful bromance, Keith, sitting right next to me. We're going to run through these introductions today, y'all, by the way. We're running through them because we got some shit to get to.
I'm here.
So I got the other half sitting next to me. Then we got the lovely Claudia right over here. Miss IG, her damn self. And then we have a very special guest here today who goes by the name of Naty. Correct?
Yes.
Naty, and she will be joining us today. She is our sex guru. So if you're looking for some sex tips, tonight's your night.
Please hire me.
So we're gonna be talking all sex today, I guess, apparently. Before we go through all of that, let's slow down just a bit. I do want to say that we are on all streaming platforms. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor for your ass. And we're on YouTube. Subscribe. And yeah, I do want to go around the room and see how everybody is doing today before we get into the shits. So we will start with Claudia and we'll work our way this way.
I am good. It's a good Friday. It's been a good week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just good? Good
Just
week?
good,
No
yeah.
complaints today?
No.
Nothing? Life is good? Work is good?
Except that on Tuesdays.
Sex life is good?
Except that on Tuesdays, there are certain participants who think they are boxers. And it gets crazy. But other than that, it's been good. Yeah.
Keith, how you doing, man?
I'm okay. I'm better than last week.
You're not broken as much anymore.
Not as
You're
much,
halfway
no, I'm fine.
broken.
He sounds better.
You
I'm
sound
fine.
great.
Today
You
wasn't
look-
the greatest day, but it was okay.
You look great. You sound great.
Yeah.
You
Cool,
look better.
thanks. I'm getting better.
Naty,
Uh-huh.
how you doing?
Very good.
Yeah?
Yes.
No complaints?
No, and thank you for having me, guys.
See what you got the one?
Ah, no. We should be thanking you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're thanking
We do
all our
thank you.
guests. And I hope you enjoy your glass of wine and we
Yep.
bring you some
Yes.
good talk to enjoy with that wine as well.
Of course.
And I do want to say that we got Jade back here again. She's back, y'all. Woo. She's here though. She's doing the photograph duties today. We're paying her,
Yep.
I think.
An undisclosed amount.
Maybe. And how do you think she got the salon? But shout out to Jade. Thank you. So we are gonna start with B's random thought of the week, and I do got a little interesting one for you guys today. It's based on what's been going on this week with our lovely women. It was Cardi B first, I believe. Titties all over the internet. And then went on with body shaming for Billie Eilish, right? Mm-hmm. So I do want to say I want to ask, right? Especially the women in the room, right? And then the guys will get their turn, right? I do want to ask the women in the room how they feel about that, like body shaming, and how do they react when guys chime into that or they get involved with the body shaming. So for instance, with Cardi B, for the people who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, Cardi B had her boobie on the internet, right? Or boobies on the internet, right? And she had a weirdly shaped areola, to say the very least, right? I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat shit. I was like, whoa, right? I looked at it like, whoa, that's just me. And any fucking sane person would do the same. I'm gonna sit here and assume. But people like to bullshit, and like to say that they don't that's not their first reaction, right? Mm-hmm. So that's my question to you guys. How do the women feel about body shaming? Have you all been body shamed before? And how does that, like, are you guys like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
is it a problem to you? Is it a problem when a guy chimes in? Is a guy allowed to jump in there and say that anything? Because there was a lot of women jump into the girls' defenses, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about body shaming? And how do you guys feel about guys chiming in on it?
Well, I mean, the thing with Cardi, and then again, what's the girl name?
Billie Eilish?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She said it, like, we have to normalize regular bodies. right? And is that for me is the thing of like we still right now more than before still going with this media and like the perfect body, right? Before was based on models and what we were seeing back then. The 2000s was like, oh, this, you have to be super skinny. Like you have to weigh under 100 pounds. That was a deal. Then eventually it has become, like this full figure, right? However, we're still finding men and women body shaming. But then it's again, why? Why is that we're finding that perfect body? Why is it that it's a weird shape, of breast? There's no weird shape. The thing is like everybody's different, just like you have long or short arms. Everybody's different. And it's the same thing with private parts. I don't think all penises are the same. They have different shapes. Yeah, they have different shapes, colors, textures, whatever it is.
I've only seen like one or two in my lifetime.
But it is this thing, right? And so it's like, again, is over and over and over. It doesn't matter if you're a singer. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, whatever it is. It's always this thing about like, why is it that you have to, criticize my body the way it is? Like, why is this? And that is creating a false image to young girls. Out of like, you have to have your breast this way. You have to have your body this way. You have to like, you cannot have, stretch marks. Like, why not? That's so natural. I have never ever, heard a complaint from a man having stretch marks due to muscle building or whatever it is. I have never heard that. And
I have.
well, I guess I haven't. But okay. I mean, if you compare the rate of having women, like one of the things that, I was surprised is like, I think was one of the Kardashians like, oh, we are so glad that you're showing stretch marks. I'm like, the hell? Like, why, why? Everybody has them. I don't care, And so it's the thing of like, yeah, it's very special. It's different, but it's just hurting that a lot of people are the insecurities that we all have. And that transcends to, relationships, to friends of, how secure you feel when you are in an intimate relationship,
Facts.
so.
Facts?
Yeah. I mean, regarding body shaming, personally, I don't recall being body shamed. However, within myself, of course, I do think that you nitpick, oh, I wish this was better. I wish this was better. But then when it comes to, for instance, the situation of Cardi B, I didn't see the picture.
Don't see it.
Oh my God. I'm just kidding.
I didn't see the picture, but I did hear something that she was speaking about, and it was the fact that she mentioned, like, I'm breastfeeding. Breasts are very different once you're going through that hormonal process. And it's certain things that people don't recall because they expect for individuals, especially celebrities, to have this perfect body type. Like, that should be ideal. That should be what we're looking for, and that should be what we're aiming to have. And even now, I think that during this time is when even curvy bodies came in, and it was all because the Kardashians, right? But then here we have women who have been curvy their whole life, and it's just like, no, we're shaming that because you're not skinny or you're not like 100 pounds, So it's just, body shaming works very interesting. And then regarding Billie Eilish, that's one of the reasons why she dresses so baggy, because she's like, I don't want people to focus on my body. I want people to focus on my voice and my talent. And so whenever she's seen without her usual baggy stuff, it's kind of like you see all of the people like, damn, okay, like she's being slutty or she's being this. And no, that's like, the girl got boobs and she got ass. She's curvy. That doesn't mean anything. Just because she's choosing to not expose herself like that to a whole society that's just going to judge her, it doesn't make her any different. But yeah.
Okay, so since last week I got into people's asses about more essentially about the problems and the contradictions within movements, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I play fair all across the board, right? So why is it that when a guy chimes in to say something, right, it could be, it might not even be as negative. I shouldn't say that, but I'm saying it. It might not be as negative, right, as it can be a slight comment about it, right? Like a joke, perhaps to say, right? Why is it that those people come after the guys for the comment when in reality it's both ways, right? Both male and female people attack people all the time, right? But it's specifically when it's a woman, we come to that woman's defense. Cardi didn't ask for anybody to come to her defense. Cardi didn't ask for you to feel bad for her. Cardi came out and said, I do not give a fuck that my titty's on the internet. Yeah. So why is it that women run to the defense of a woman and they want to identify? I think it has to do with wanting to identify with somebody, right? Which is fine. But we play this game, right? Where it's a two-way street and we want to make it a one-way, right? And I'm not saying that it's okay to bash or make fun of anybody, right? Let's get that out there. I'm just saying that we should be able to comment. I should be able to say something, and so be it. A women shouldn't attack the guy because he says something. I mean, they all do it all the time. So now you're telling me it's okay for you to do it, but not me. You know?
I think go ahead.
Regarding, like, for instance,
anything.
He's just saying that when a man gets to say something about a woman, we attack them
right,
automatically.
Instantly, right? Like it's an instant attack. You know what I'm saying?
But then you have to take in consideration that this has been something that we women we have to fight every single day. And since we are little, it's always parents, dads telling you you're fat, you're this, you're not telling you, you're not smart, you're doing too much, you're a whole, and then it's like, then you have, then you go into your friends. And then again, there's more males going like, well, it's always this part of like most of the time. And we know this, it's like the males having this voice. And because as women, I think, and there's so much, but like, if you could have only understand the power that a man has into society in all levels and still in 2020. And I mean, that's why we keep fighting for it, because we still care, because your words are hurting. Your words, maybe, a woman can be like, I'm defending Cardi, even though I might not like her, but I'm seeing her as like this woman that is being criticized because her nipple is not looking like normal. Right? And so it's because maybe I identified as that, or maybe I have somebody that identifies as that. And if it's like, I'm projecting. That's why women are like, but why you gotta do this? Why the smart comment, right? When we have men that they have been body shamed too, like what they call it, the dad bad. Well, then you get to see females be like, well, he still looks cute, and hey, I don't mind.
Guys are still complimenting Cardi B's titty.
Yeah, well, I know. But, well, it is.
And about 9 out of 10 dudes would fuck Cardi B still.
Well, of course, but yeah, but it's just like, I think when those comments right now in the media has making it seem of like, it's putting your voice out there, and it's like, most of the time, I think when people comment is because they're projecting. You're defending. And you're defending a little bit part of yourself on that comment. Because if you wouldn't care, you do not comment neither positive or negative at all.
Okay, but what if like people comment positive or negative? Positive, if they comment positively, right? You're a simp, right? If you like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's no winning. It's no in between. You know what I'm saying? Like if and it goes back to what we were talking about last week. How genuine is it, right? Because now you got all these other dudes pretending or advocating for women, and it's not genuine. Like where do we draw that line? Like that's what I'm saying. Where the line's so blurry sometimes that I'm just like,
I honestly think that as women, I'm pretty sure that, let's say, I don't know, if I was like with Natalie, if I was with Jade, and I would have seen the picture of Cardi, and you say that I don't know, what
areola.
was it? Her areola was like different. I probably would have said something. Would I've gone out of my way to post something on social media? No. But to be realistic, when you see something that you're not used to, there's 2 ways to react. You're going to react the ignorant way and be like, what the hell? Or you're going to be like, oh, that's different.
Is it ignorant or is it just innate? Because you can look... you're not gonna sit here and tell me that you look at that picture because a lot of people have seen it already, so your fucking thing is skewed already. But you're not gonna tell me you look at something. It could have been a penis, right? That looked weird, right? You're not gonna sit here and tell me that you're gonna be like, okay, there's something weird with that, right? You're fucking bullshitting me. You're lying at that point. You're lying to me, and you're lying to yourself at that point.
I mean, we all have that opinion, but like the thing is like it's different when you said like, that reaction, and then
or ew.
Or yeah, but then I mean, but for me is the part because that's all of us. We all have it. We own our own opinions, but then the thing is like when you take the time to go to your media, make a comment. That for me, that's projecting right away. You gotta criticize somebody, regardless. And when you're going like, for me, when I comment on the Heat, team, is because I feel very strong about sports. And I told you, they're not gonna make it. They didn't make it. Same thing with people that take the effort to go into social media and be like, oh, hurt nipple. Like, no, is ignorance? No, but then again, we have to go. That's a whole sexual education that nobody has ever thought of, like, hey, let's normalize, and this is what happens, blah, blah, blah. But then for me, it's like you have to go back to, like, where are you referring the regular breast should be looking like?
I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I know it looked weird. That's all I do know. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying.
Does her nipple look weird? To me, what you've
keep in mind, I took into consideration that she breastfed and she had breast implants and she has all this other shit going on. I get that part. I'm not even, so that's not me being ignorant. That's just me saying it looked fucking weird. Like, it looked weird to me.
So you can't say that? That's not right?
No, it's not. Okay, I guess the problem comes when you comment on it, right?
When you take the effort to comment on it?
But even if, like, what I'm hearing is that even if you say something, it's a problem. So then why would it be a problem? We've sat here, all of us have sat here and criticized anything. Does that make us right or wrong for it? Like, I want us to take all the little things we do in life and apply them to bigger things in life that we do, right? So when we sit here and we say that we've got it's not normal for you to react a certain way, then we should do that for everything in life, right? But we criticize everything. We criticize everything. We judge a lot of things. We do it all the time. People are sitting here judging this podcast right now.
Yeah, but it's the way.
What I'm saying? Like,
I think the way, but it comes to like how you respond to it.
Yeah.
How your comment is coming back to it is how the words that you're using. Okay, you can criticize me, but you don't have to treat me wrong. You don't have to use, you don't have to diminish me right away, right? And so I can take that from you. That's totally, and you are 100%, and that's your right. Because I'm not going to stop you for it, but it's how you said it and what you said. You can still insult somebody, and it's just, if you do it a very nicely way, people are not even going to take that as an insult, or they're not going to take it as that is how you say things. So, and especially in media, and we all have experienced this, that you want to send a text and probably you have to put LOL or an emoji. So the other person doesn't take it personal, because that's another thing. People think, they take things, comments, anything, they take it personal. And that's when it becomes aggravated. And any part of like whatever it is, in this case, Cardi's.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll agree to disagree. Unless, Keith, you got something to fucking jump in and say about it. I just wanted to see.
I just don't know why a guy can't just say something. It's just what he thought.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what my thought process was. I mean, women do it.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Right? What's the first thing any guy hurts you? What's the first thing the fucking female yells at? It's either something about his dick. It's something about, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's something to diminish all his manhood, right?
Not always. I think when it comes to men, there's a lot of things, and that depends on women. There are some women that they don't mind their teeth. There are people that they do mind how your mouth looks and stuff like that.
You can diminish all you want, man. Talk shit about my dick. I don't give a fuck. Still took it. Oh my God. We'll move on from this shit because we got a lot of shit to get to. And we're fucking 21 minutes in talking about titties.
I didn't see the picture, by the way.
We'll see it after the podcast.
No, I'm okay.
Oh, you saw it, right? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You want to look at it? Look at it.
Oh, I want to see that reaction.
Yeah, look at it. Look at it.
Why do I have to get?
Yeah.
Look at it too. You know what's
I haven't seen it.
Oh, what's different about that?
Yeah, thank you. There's nothing weird.
I mean, they're big, but
What's
Yeah, I like. There's women who have their natural breasts are like that.
All right.
It's not.
And so I get and see
So
that,
it
that's what I'm
depends on
saying.
what you've been exposed to as well.
Right, and that's the thing, you know.
I'm not gonna sit here and say anything. You're not trapping me.
No, it's again, where is it that your image is, that perfect breast, nipples you're looking
I've
from
seen some
too,
pretty ragged
and it's
ass
something
nipples.
like you get, you're, and that's the thing, because we tend to compare. That's why you're like, oh, that's that's why that's why we go like that, and that's why I was hoping for something more like
Well, I wasn't
triangle kind of
like,
thing, but it's just, I was like, that's
it was
just
something totally different.
I wasn't like disgusted at it. I just was like, looks weird. But that's me. Like that's just what I said. That's all. That's how I felt about it.
it's okay.
Like it is what it is. Sorry, Cardi. Kill me for it. I don't even like your music. So, so let's talk about sex, baby. That's what we're talking about today, right? Naty is our sex guru today.
That's what they say.
I don't know you enough. I guess we'll find out today.
Yeah.
What they're saying.
Let's go.
So yeah, we are gonna talk about sex today, y'all. We're gonna give you guys the class you should have had in high school. Yeah. So we're gonna start off with. Apparently, we got some shit that Keith sent me on here, so we're gonna go along with this, right? Keith wrote this out, like he always does all these topics. I kind of just flow with the things, right? Makes my job easy, and then I continue the questions on. So what do we define as sex, y'all? What do we define as sex? Is it like, do you have to like stick your dick in somebody, or do you have to rub vaginas with somebody, or do you have to rub dildos with somebody? Like, what makes it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes it sex? Is it just what is it? What makes it sex?
I mean, I think
Is it penetration with?
not always.
Not necessarily.
No, not
Okay.
necessarily. Again, it's that connection that no, I shouldn't even say that, because you can have sex without having any connection to
Like
the person.
meaningless, yeah.
Right? So
Can it be meaningless?
yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
One night stand, you're just doing it for the pleasure, for your own pleasure.
So meaningless?
Yeah, like you just go, you met somebody in the bar, and there's this kind of like, I think you're cute or attractive, or I'm horny.
So did it mean nothing?
And then, no,
It had to have meant something, right, for you to get.
Yeah, that you were horny.
yeah.
That's what. Not like emotion.
And not emotional. That's why I said
what we're
sex
trying
is.
to-
That's why I said it's not a connection.
So wait, what, you guys were just sitting there with a straight face, like
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
you get what I'm saying? Was it emotionless? No, right? It had
No.
some emotion in it. That's why I'm confused about it. So explain to me how you could have emotionless, nothing sex with somebody.
Like meaningless.
Meaningless.
It's
How
meaningless.
can it be
not
meaningless?
like meaningless.
It meant something. You fucking were horny.
Yeah, well, you were going for it because you were horny, and you, in your selfish part, want to be satisfied and go for it. That's the emotion part, that pleasure you're having physically. However,
So
that,
horniness is not an emotion.
well, no, because then you can masturbate if you're horny. So are you what?
So what's horniness then? What's that considered? Just body stuff? Like what is horniness considered? Like it doesn't mean anything? Like it's not an emotion, it's not a feeling, it's not anything. There has to be something behind you wanting to have sex with somebody. Am I
Yeah,
off?
it just didn't happen. Yeah.
It didn't just, you weren't just like, oh yeah, I like you. Come on. Like there has to be something there, right? It doesn't have to be like, you get what I'm saying? Like you don't have to be in love with this person.
Yeah.
You don't have to like want to live the rest of your life with this person. But it had to have, at some point, it meant something enough for you to want to do it. And at some point, what is horniness? Like what is that? Is that a feeling? Is it?
Well, I think, I mean, that comes within your body.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's physical. That's when you have that purity, and then automatically your body can have, the morning ones for you guys. And same thing for women, for in the morning, that when you are in the deepest sleep, that's when everything happens. That's a body reaction that you have it. Now, what you do with that reaction, then that's what probably the part of you going with emotion. Right? So you either can just like roll over and keep sleeping, or you can be like, oh, well, let me see. Let me play a little bit for it. And so that will be the part of like, that's the emotion you're probably looking for when it comes to as a one person. Now, what sex is like, again, it could be, there's so many definitions because of the perspective that everybody's looking at it. Okay. A person can be like, you do care for body count. Right? I don't. You didn't. You don't. Right? And so those are the things that like that makes you different, that makes you special, and that makes sex special for you. And so what is sex? Is it something physical? Yes, because your body's having a reaction. Right? It's an emotional. If you want to make it emotional, yes. Because even it makes it even better. That's why we call it make love, right? Because you're having this deep connection, trust, and everything with your partner, with this person that you like. Now, there are people that they don't seek for that connection, emotion with the other person. That's people that just love to have sex. They have these special friends, F-buddies, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I have a neighbor that he legit told me, he's like, you want to meet up tonight? I'm at your house. And he's like, my rule is I don't care not even how your day was. I'm here for this. It's something that is for the two of us. We're done. Bye. Because once you ask, how are you? That's when you're making that connection.
Yeah.
And that's
So now when he's...
No.
So,
I'm trying to wrap my head around
yeah, I know.
No, but there's people
Right?
who genuinely
Just
all they
like the
care
sex.
about is the sex. Like they are.
That's fine,
real-
but that still means something to me.
Yeah,
It means
their own
something-
pleasure.
That's fine, but it means something. You get what I'm saying? There's something.
course.
There's something behind it, right?
Well, yeah,
So it's no longer meaningless, is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, it's meaningful for you as a human, but you don't really care about the other person. Like for the other person, if,
Right, but that's not what we're saying. We're talking about meaningless, right? If it's meaningless, that means that you were fucking them and you didn't give a shit about nothing. You just wanted to fuck. You weren't even horny.
Oh my.
Right? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
right?
that
That's
doesn't
what-
make sense.
Like that doesn't make sense to me, right? So then there has to be meaning for you in order to get into that state.
I think it's a part of the emotion of like you just being horny, just for because you remember.
yeah, because the thing is like it's like you get horny and then it's how do I release it? I don't like. I genuinely think that people just have sex and they're like, okay, bye, I'm done. Thank
Really?
you.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people who do that.
There's people that choose to do that because they don't want to deal with the emotional part.
And then they catch emotions. The emotional person is the person who catches emotions. Don't sit here and lie to me, Naty. The person who catches the person who's afraid of that is the person who catches the emotions.
It's not being afraid. It's again, that's how you are as a person. Do you care for having a relationship right now? No. And those are priorities. People, their priority is their professional life. Their priority is their friends, is the single life, and their priority is not to have a partner or, a significant other. So what I do care, as I'm a human and I want to have that release, like Claudia said. And for that, I sometimes I don't need a person to do that. If I choose to be with somebody, good. That's why we call it one night stand. You met somebody in the bar, liquor does it, adds to it, right? Because it makes you more vulnerable. Then you're like, okay, let's go. My house, your house, a hotel, whatever. We had a good night. And tomorrow I do not, right? And that's the thing. And there's people that they like living like that. That's not their priority.
lifestyle.
Yeah. They don't care for a relationship.
Okay. I'm not convinced.
Well, you don't have to be convinced because
I'm not convinced, but I'm also not other people, right?
right.
It's just I feel like there's more to it, and we like to act like there's not. It has to mean something to get there. I'm not just fucking you for the sake of fucking you.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's fine.
And see, and here's the thing is that I've heard it for women, and I've seen that in men. And I've seen that in the LGBTQ community, and I've seen that in the straight people. So it's not, has not go
No,
like,
I've seen it.
So it's something that like, it's just your own pleasure. And that goes into like, when it comes to sex, when it comes to make love, like when it comes, if a man, and then we can go beyond that in the sense of like, when a man cares if a woman was able to climax.
How do you differentiate that? How do you differentiate just sex and making love? Since it's so different.
It is different. I mean, you
Okay,
can't.
so no. So tell me how.
No,
how
I
do
wanna
you
hear from Keith. I haven't heard from Keith.
How do you differentiate? How do you differentiate just sex and love, making love? Like, how do you
differentiate?
Well, you obviously can't even answer the question because wait, do you feel like they're different or they're the same?
Right.
Like, do you feel like just making love and just making love and having sex? What's the difference?
It's the same thing.
That's what I think.
It's the same thing.
Right. But then I can tell you something. If a woman asks you, I want to have sex with you, but do not kiss me, that's sex. I just want the penetration. I just want you. Then do that.
You'd be surprised though.
Yeah,
the
but that's
amount of
what I'm
people,
saying.
and those are the
Really?
boundaries they set.
Yeah.
So what's the
Because
difference? Kissing is
What's
the
the
difference?
Because you're creating that emotion.
that emotional
yeah.
connection that you have.
How do you
with
know?
the
Like, what's the
person.
difference?
But for
is
a
what I'm-
guy to do that
You
and
just
not to tell you not to kiss somebody, that's just weird.
What is weird?
Do you think that's weird? To have sex with somebody and not kiss them
I don't
at
think
all?
it's weird and not kiss him at all, but I'm still trying to figure out what the difference is. Like, tell me what the difference is and how. Describe it to me. What does it look like? What does it look like you fucking a guy and not kissing him and then making love with him and not kissing him?
Well,
What is the difference?
But
Like, kissing is what the difference is?
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. You get to share a lot of things with the person you love, right?
Share
A kiss,
what?
yeah. I'm saying when it comes to a relationship, right? What does a kiss mean, right? You really get when you're making love. You know how. Put it this way. You know how to turn on your partner. You know that if I put my hand here, and that is no. Here is the
Not everybody knows how to do that. Let's be
why
real.
would you think that?
Why would I think that people don't know how to make their partners
Turn on, yeah,
turn on?
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
no, you said
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Why I'm asking is like, why would you think that a lot of people do not know? And this is people I'm asking that are in a relationship when it comes to make love. That's the difference when it comes to sex and making love. Like for me, sex is like, yes, is this physical touch? You do this, do that. I get this,
It's the
and
act.
let's boom is the act. You climax. I didn't. Okay, well, good.
that happens in regular sex. That happens in
I know,
making
but
love.
what I'm
Like that,
saying- I think-
happens.
The thing, like,
That
okay, so the
happens.
difference for me, it's like sex is the act, right? When you are making love, yes, you're having sex, but it's, to me, I think of it, I'm making love because I have a special connection with this person. I'm fully just giving myself completely to this person.
What are you doing when you're trying to bust a nut?
There's a lot, okay, but
Like,
it
what
might
are
be.
you doing when you're
Here's
trying?
the thing.
You're giving yourself to get that nut.
It might be different for men. However, at least for women, yes, I've had sex with people that I'm not in a relationship with. I could care
that's what I'm saying.
less,
But
but I'm not fully giving my all. I'm getting to a point where it's like, I come, that's it.
You have to give your all to give it come, right? Or is you just nut like that's
You don't.
it?
Not always.
You don't
and
know
and that's what I'm
You
saying.
guys are impressive.
No,
Because
it's not to
the
be.
emotions are
Yeah.
not there. That
It makes
connection,
you
that
to it.
passion, that love isn't
So
there.
it's just the act out.
The act is just sex.
I'm pulling all the stops to get that nut. I don't care if it's gotta be.
Right, but
you know what I'm
that's-
saying? Like it's not gonna be like. You get what I'm saying? Like if I'm having just sex and making love, like I'm putting my all to do it,
Well, of course. I mean, that's the pleasure you're getting out of it.
right?
However,
Like,
how
whether
would-
it's me selfishly doing it or not.
No, and it could be both, right? But then at the same time, my question to you is, do you care how your partner feels about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I do personally.
That's
Yeah.
making love. When you're making sex, do you care if she came or not? Bye. I'm done. That's the difference.
Really? You don't care?
Pretty sure the guy's saying the same thing, right?
Well, but that's why I ask again.
Yeah.
Do you care how your partner, regardless if you just came and everything, how she's feeling after that? Do you care how she is at that moment?
Like my partner?
Yeah.
Do I care how she feels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we getting you off. Like I'm getting you off. Like I'm not done until you're done.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
making
You know what
love.
I'm saying?
So
Yeah.
now, if I am like, oh, I came,
Like, okay,
I'm tired,
I'm done, right.
I'm gonna go and take a shower. Bye. I don't care if you came or not. I did my thing.
There
You
isn't
couldn't.
that
Oh, that's so
love
mean.
connection. There isn't that. Like,
Oh, that is so mean.
Well,
there's men, dude. There are men who do that all
Oh,
the time.
no.
There are men who are.
shit too, man.
There are men who do that all the time. Right.
Oh my God.
and they'll be like, ah.
That's so
And then
mean.
you'll be
The
like,
problem
okay.
is we can't fake it. Like it happens for real every time.
Yeah.
It
That
happens
is,
for real every
lose.
time.
this
every
is
time.
like, this is
Yeah.
me telling you, welcome to the female world.
There's only
when
one.
it comes to sex.
Yeah.
Yes, it is mean. It's mean like when you are at your best, I'm done. Bye.
It's like, damn.
Yo,
That's so mean.
it is. It is. And that's how a lot of women feel about it. Because for men, is now there is a thing with women and men when it comes to sex. You guys are more visual.
Okay.
Men are visual human
Yes.
beings. Visual. That's
Yeah.
why you care, and that's why you guys probably, when you're about to come, you guys have to start thinking about, I don't know, your mom, your dad,
I mean-
so you can continue doing it. But you're able to hold it in. However,
Disappointing B.
all right.
Disappointing B.
However, for females, we take a lot, way longer because, again, then you have to bring the whole thing of like body shaming. What is he thinking? You want blah, 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 blah. If you have a little bit extra,
Oh,
how
too
is
much
this
going
balanced?
on.
Thank you. And that's what happens in our brain when that's
Yeah.
happening.
Why?
Why would you think? Why we're going back? If we go back to Cardi and you called it body shaming, because we want to unconsciously, is like we are set to fit these expectations.
But if you don't care, you don't care.
It's your partner. Well, if you don't
No, I'm
care,
saying like anybody, right? Like if you don't care, you don't care. Right?
I know at
Oh,
the
yeah,
point,
no.
no. But what I'm saying, when you're making love, you do care.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's a making love and sex thing. Okay, I want to have sex. Oh, cool.
Okay, so it's not kissing. It's
It's the whole thing.
It's
It's
the
the,
whole.
yeah.
It's the whole connection.
Like a whole package of the
Yeah.
Okay.
connection.
All right,
Yeah.
that makes sense, y'all. Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, y'all. Thanks, guys.
Oh.
All right, moving right along. We've got orgasms. So, what are the differences? Obviously, we only come one fucking way. So,
No, not necessarily.
Oh, I want to hear that.
oh shit! All right, Keith.
I'm
Surprise,
about to learn
surprise.
something new.
Keith, how do you come?
That's that thing. I want to.
We're not turning. Not happen to be.
Come on. Let's
See,
be
this
serious.
is the
Come on.
moment where there's a lot, you can let us know.
But
and a
like-
lot of listeners of like, how do you can say, because see, that is the thing of like me thinking men only come when they
One
come.
way.
No,
And there's
no.
not-
I
Well, there's
I
only
get
coming one way.
Yeah,
There's
it's
only
it's
one
only
way to
coming out
come.
one way, but
Let's get that straight. There's only one way to
a way
come.
you can do it without like physical like touching.
Really?
Yeah, prostate.
Oh.
Which most men don't do that. Mm-hmm. Most men do not do that.
Well, like
because-
you can get off with just that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
That's like the G
Yes,
spot.
it's the male-
isn't it,
yeah,
for
That's a
the
G
men?
spot for men.
Yes.
No, I know that, but I've never known that it just that and that was it. And you were like,
Well, it's not just
It's
the
not just that.
penetration,
It's
but
not
it's
just
the
that.
push you do
Yeah,
inside. That
yes.
push the prostate, it makes your come out
Yes.
without even having
Without
an
having-
erection.
wait, what?
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I gotta go home and try this.
Tell her I want a prostate massage. She'll be like, what?
You didn't know that? Yeah.
Oh no.
I didn't know just by pressing it. Obviously, if you do other stuff and you
No, you don't have to. No.
So that, So
That's impressive.
for man,
I've never done it that way. Don't think I've done it that way.
And
right
it's
now.
okay.
it's,
Keith.
yeah.
No, I'm
Keith.
saying like I've never like just that. Like for me, it needs to be you're gonna tickle me and do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's not just gonna be that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Okay, I got
No,
you.
but
That yeah.
And
But
then-
that's how your
and then-
body
right,
But
and
like,
that's
but like just that is not gonna work.
that's
for me.
how your body reacts.
Yes,
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's, even though you're not like expecting it, like
Yeah.
that's how your body naturally reacts. So when they press your prostate, then when they press it, that automatically makes your body react in a
Yes.
certain way. So yes, and you don't have
Can
to
you-
have
you
an
don't have
erection. Yeah.
Damn, what happens
say
when
you
you
don't
go to
have
the
control.
doctors then?
Oh my god.
well.
Well, see, those are
Oh my god.
Sorry, doctor. My bad. So okay. So explain this to me, right? Are you guys like for women? Does it have to be Like how do y'all get off?
No,
Like how does it work? The
One
same
could
way,
be vaginal and the other one could be clitoral.
Yeah. Look at Keith knowing his terms. Okay.
There we go, Keith.
because I know some people who wouldn't be able to get off with like regular sex. Like
Most women say they can't. Just regular.
like just
Right, there
regular
needs to be
penetration.
like an extra.
yeah, just
Right,
penetration.
there needs to be like something else involved
Yeah.
for it to work. For some, I'm not saying for
For
everybody. I'm not a
Everybody's
woman. I
not
do
the
not
same.
know.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that some women, that's what I've heard. I don't know what it is for you two, but that's what I've heard, that it needs to like be an extra step to it.
Or it could be a certain position.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so
that too.
I
You have
think
to-
it's about, for me, I can say it is everything that is involved, and for me is how mentally you are at the moment.
So it's more mental for a woman.
It is.
Okay.
So here's the thing: when it comes to women, again, I always go back to how insecure you are, as a woman, how insecure you are at that moment. That's why when people are under the influence of anything, they just let themselves go, and it's the best sex night, because at the time you don't care if you this, that, or whatever. And then the thing is, like, once you are mentally there, physically, you okay?
Yeah, I'm just listening. Trying to figure this out. But go ahead.
Once you're there, I think once you're comfortable with your partner or the person you are with at the moment, and how much you trust that person, how much that and again, is that arousal that this person is giving it to you, how your body reacts to it. Because sometimes it just takes for that person to touch your arm, and then it just makes this whole thing that vibrates through your body. And so, and it's that part where like you start doing that, and that's how you were able then to start having different coming. So you can have the clitoral, then you have the vaginal. Vaginal can be squirting, with a lot of people, and a lot of men are like, even women, when they do not know when this is happening, they're like, and because we have not normalized that. And that is the best thing that I think, and I keep saying it, any women can experience.
I think I believe that's the highest form of orgasm. That's like a gift.
Yep. And so
can't relate.
Nah.
well, and that is the thing.
And not all women come like that.
Right.
Not all
And,
women come like
and
that.
we had this conversation before where we were with other women, and I said, yes, there's that technique. There is that technique that we make women to come like that. However,
Every woman?
well, most likely, yeah. And I can tell you the link to it. And it's like, it's something where this woman is not aroused by the person. This woman is just like laying down, and he does a technique, and she is able to squirt without being aroused by the person, and with spectators there. And I can show you that video. And that, because he's showing, yes, there is this thing. However, the best one for me is like in the sense of like when you're having penetration, and by only penetration, you're able to like squirt. That is the best feeling ever. I think it's the maximum thing that you can do, that your body can react to, like how your partner is doing it. It's the position, this, that, the pressure, the moment where you're at is like a mix of all of it.
It's different for us. B.
I don't know, man. I feel like we're one-way ticket for the most part. But I do want to say, we got our guest here, right? Let's put her on the spot a bit. Who is this guy that did this to you?
Oh my God.
Because you're speaking from experience, I'm assuming. So
He will not be listening to the podcast.
well, then fuck that guy. He's only good for one thing.
A lot of things.
Well, nothing that fucking satisfies me, so fuck him. So fuck him.
Who is this guy? It is
Or like, has it happened to you?
what?
That maximum.
Oh yeah.
fucking unicorn land.
Yeah, and yeah, it is. It's like, I'm in Happy Land, and I.
Is it one person that took or multiple?
I would say that I learned that with my previous partner, where my body reacted to that, and at the moment was like, okay, but then it's like, I do watch porn, so it's like, it's fine, and I know where it's at, so I'm like, okay, I'm not losing this, because it is hard for a woman to, have that experience, to have it like by yourself, like without having, you just by penetration. Okay. So it's pretty hard. So when you are able, when in the action and you're doing it and this is happening, the last thing you want to do is to stop. Like, that moment is selfish for me. Is like, that's when a woman says, do not stop. Like, you don't stop.
Oh, it's easier to say, right? It's easier
Well,
said
and
than
that's why you
done.
cannot get visual. That's why you don't have to be like, oh, I'm doing my job good. No, you start thinking about, I don't know, something else. Focus on something else.
Again,
You know, car or something.
again. That's easier said than done.
I know.
She's gonna tell us what to do with our dick.
But see, here's the thing. Like, and again, it's like, is that part of like, you know, for women to climax in that part is so
Not
hard.
this. I stopped. How many times, bro? Is it
Well,
one time? Is it a one-time thing that's happened, Mr. Unicorn Land, or is it
What, throughout the night?
No. Just in
Like,
in
in
your
general.
in your in
Your
your
life.
in your experience.
Well, every time I have sex.
Oh, nice. Really? These guys are impressive.
Well, and again, but because I know my body. I know what and who makes my body react that way. Okay. So there are women that like, they can come and squirt through masturbation. There are women that not. They can't do that. Yeah. And you know, you actually need that other person. Again, but then we go back to like the connection part. And it's like, yeah, like throughout the night, this can happen 3-4 times. And I can be like, and then the thing with women is that I forgot the name of it, but when the water, it starts getting inside, it's like once we release it, it fills it up right away. So that's why women can squirt multiple times. That's what they call the multiple orgasms, because you can come. It's like you can have the squirt like 2 seconds or 30 seconds later. Then here it goes again and again and again and again. So, but that
What you look? That's pretty impressive,
But
right?
it also takes a very special kind of woman because personally, I can just go again and like, no, that would exhaust me. I'd be like, okay,
but then that's
One round B for me. One run knockout, baby. One run knockout.
like more than 3 times. I don't know. That's
Sex has worked for me, man. I know, like, it's to like maybe even some people listening, girlfriend. It might be surprising, but it's not like something I'm thinking about half the time. You know, for me, there's not that. To me, it's more up here for me than it is anywhere else. So I need it's work. You know, it's not something I'm interested in. So, you know, and I'll ask. I mean, nothing like, let's keep going, right? Nothing grosses me out for the most part, right? Like, I'm not a person that gets easily like disgusted during sex for anything. So it's not by my fault, you know, that, you know, whatever. It's just I'm not disgusted by stuff. So I don't know you guys' is like tolerance for certain things or certain things you might not do. Some people might not do like threesomes. Some people might not want to do anal. Some people might not want to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things people don't know. I don't know what you guys is. Come on, we got a fucking podcast. Tell me what you guys don't fucking like.
personally.
You're not gonna sit here and say that you don't have something that you guys all loving saints and shit. There's stuff that people don't like, right?
It's funny because for me, like, I wouldn't eat ass.
Okay.
Like all I
No
would
groceries
all
for
I would
Claudia.
think
No.
about all I would think about is like poop. Like I can't.
Oh my god.
Like I cannot. That's a no for me.
I agree with her.
no, bullshit.
I
Pick a
can't.
different one.
Yeah, you can't repeat.
I can't repeat. Okay.
Threesomes.
No, I probably wouldn't do that. No.
No? With another guy? Like another guy involved?
Probably definitely.
With a
not.
girl involved?
Probably not either.
His girlfriend is listening to the podcast. Me, I don't do any fluids besides, saliva. So pooing, peeing, vomiting, anything of that extreme, I'd be like, I want to pee on you.
Maybe.
Yeah, you never. Well, R. Kelly, it's like that's the last thing he'll be like, oh, I want to pee. Oh no.
Why not?
Well, that's just my boundary. No.
Yeah.
So if that, and for me, it's like when you get to that point where like, yeah, maybe that is something that's your fetish. That's what you like. That's what makes you horny. good. I accept that. Good for you. Just don't do it on me. That's it. If you don't respect that, okay, bye. But other than that and I guess is when it comes to like not pushing people to like things, but like let's say if you're a partner that you trust, and I always base this, once you trust that person, and regardless if it is your girlfriend, boyfriend, or your actually, like your formal partner, it can be this person that you are having this long-term, relationship in the sense of like, I'm your fuck buddy and I trust that person. We romantically, we don't have to be something, but I still trust that person. Yeah, but see, it's the,
so confusing.
I know,
to
but
me.
it's just for me. It's like as
There's
long as
trust. Now there's trust. Like, first it went from not giving a fuck about this person to now there's trust, and I might hold this finger every once in a while. Like I'm confused. That's the way.
No. But you gotta trust your person. You gotta trust that.
So then you do care.
Well. That's why I said.
And you do
if
care.
I have that person, that's why I said. If you have that person that, let's say, what is it called? What do they call that term here? If we are.
En español.
Espérate. I forgot the word, man. I'm the meme right now where like you forgot the word in English and Spanish. No, when you're exclusive, right?
Okay.
You don't have to be romantically, like we don't have to be a thing, but we still have that connection when it comes to that, right? And it's like you're exclusive, and then you create, that's a connection that you have. I've experienced that, and it has lasted a couple of years. And like in the sense of like I'm trusting that person, and when it comes to sex, then I'm trusting that person that he's not gonna hurt me, or he's not gonna go above my boundaries, and neither I am. Right? It's like that respect with that person. Right? Now, if romantically it's not happening, that's a whole different thing.
You're looking weird, B.
Whatever.
You think it's all BS.
No.
It's not all BS though. Okay. It's just I don't know, man.
Well, here's the thing.
There's one too many things. I feel like we moved the goalposts too much. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes from, like sports. It goes from like the LeBron thing, right? It just goes. He does one thing, and then the goalpost moves this way as soon as he does that. You get what I'm saying? Like so I feel like this is where that goes. It's like I don't give a fuck, but there's instances where I do this or do that. So you do give a fuck. Then there is a sense of giving a fuck, right?
Do not have to give 100% fuck.
I think that it gets a little messy once you've had a friends with benefits for like years.
Yeah.
Well,
see, that's what I'm saying. Like she just said she was with the fucking exclusive guy. Like what the fuck does that even mean?
Well, that I'm only, and there has
like you're emotionally attached to this person at this point.
Yes and no. It could be not, but then again, there has to be.
Come on.
Well, here, let me tell you something. There are women out there that, for example, I am one that I cannot be having sex with condoms. Why? Because I'm allergic to latex. So what happens is that I cannot be just sleeping with random people, right? Or random man of like
random at some point.
Right. But here's the thing, like I cannot be just like, well, let me sleep with like I don't get to have that pleasure. I don't get to have that. Like if I'm sleeping with one person, I have to stick to that person if I want to continue having that. Because it's very painful. When you are allergic to something, it's painful. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm not going to risk my body. Like, right. I want to have that action. I want to have the feeling. Yes. But then it's like, I don't want to go to the point where like I'm hurt every week. And for women, it's very like sensitive. And, it gets swollen and it hurts and it burns. And I'm like, I don't like that. So I rather stick to one person. And that's when like, it gets messy to a point where like it's a relationship thing. So let's stick to sex.
Not buying it.
Baffles me. I'm that fucking thing just exploding. My head's exploding every time. But it's okay, Naty. Kinks and fetishes. That's what we have next. Mm-hmm. Kinks and fetishes. That's what we have next. So what are like some kinks and fetishes you guys all have? Do you guys have any fetishes? Are you guys into weird shit? Like, or not weird shit, I guess. I shouldn't say weird shit. Mm-hmm. Normal shit, according to Naty.
What's your preference?
Right. So what are like some kinks and fetishes that you guys have or would consider kinks and fetishes? Do you have one? Let's start with our guest, and she's spicy on right now. Go ahead, Naty, on a roll.
Well, let's say BDSM to a level where like it gets you it's not the regular spanking, but it's just feeling that pleasure and going and you can still handle that pain. Right? Fetish is just seeing, doing certain things to my other partner if he likes it and if he allows it,
What are some kinks? Come on. Stop taking me on a venture of kinks and fetishes. Tell me what you like. Tell the listeners what you like. Maybe we'll find somebody.
Wow.
To what? You're going to find somebody to what?
Maybe this podcast will hook you up.
But I'm not trying to hook up with nobody.
She's being exclusive.
No. No, I think fetishes
Shout out to the neighbor.
they're never listening to this thing. No, I think fetishes is like when it comes to like...
What do you... Kinks and fetishes for you?
Oh
What do
my
you
God,
have?
you just get direct with the question.
can I think about it? Or can I skip that? Okay, sure.
Go
Let
ahead,
me
go ahead.
listen.
We'll
Yeah,
move
yeah.
along
No,
to this way. You don't
I
have
don't
any
think I
kinks and
have one.
fetishes? No?
No.
You're not into weird, like kinky...
No. You know, I find it weird because I was rubbing lotion on my girlfriend and I had my hand in her neck. I was like, that is the weirdest feeling. To like choke her, I did not like that. It did not feel comfortable at all.
Choking's fun.
I didn't think so.
Choking's
It
fun.
felt weird, very weird for me. Like I was going to hurt her.
It's okay, Keith. You weren't hurting her.
I know.
I hope not, at least.
It's like airways.
I wasn't.
As long as you're not thinking, like, I'm going to...
Right.
You
Too
know?
weird.
So nothing really, right?
Nothing, no.
You, Claudia?
Well, talking about choking, I do like that pressure on my neck, but I don't like choking.
Full on choking.
Yeah, I just like the pressure on it. And I guess spanking here and there is nice too.
What about
Basic
you?
stuff.
Me?
Yeah.
Kinks and fetishes? I don't know. I'm into the choking every once in a while. Choke me or choke you. Doesn't really matter. I don't know. Nothing real crazy. We don't really get crazy in the household, you know? Pretty basic people for the most part. Like I said, I'm not very like into that. You know, that aspect of it.
But you'd be surprised though. We're
that's-
saying that it's basic
it's
because
exploring it. Yeah.
we're kind of like it's
no,
cool.
like,
but there's people who would be like, oh, you know,
yeah, like I would try
just
like
one
just about
position, that's
anything.
it.
Like I would try
yeah.
the whole BDSM stuff. I would try like I'm willing to try whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I've never really had that. I knew somebody who was like into that, and I was like, okay, that's a little crazy, but
It could get rough if you're not.
Yeah,
It could get like
could
because
get
I can be telling you like
and then there's
choke
like,
me and they'll be like, no, I'm gonna hurt you. And then it's like for people that's pleasure. That is the pleasure of the
some
asphyxiation
people,
and then there's roles in that, right? Like there's
the submissive and the
the dominant
Right.
one, right? Right. So see, like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think I'm a submissive type. Like, do not do that to me. I don't want my nuts stomped on.
That's
you're
Or
going
like fucking drop the fucking
You don't want the
oil
ball
that
in
we
your mouth?
use
Is
from.
that would
You don't
that be
want
considered?
handcuffed and tied.
Yeah.
But see that is the thing. Like for
That's not bad.
that's plain,
Yeah,
right?
hand
And that's
tied.
like and that you're being cuffed or you having these
Yeah,
extra
that's-
little toys on the side that you like, or maybe your
We're
fetish
talking about
is
like hog-tied and like
No.
fucking like
Yeah, like-
got you dangling from the ceiling type of shit. you know
Like
what I'm
a
saying?
sex, one of those sex swings.
Yeah,
all leathered
like all
up.
tied up and
Oh,
shit.
that's way too much.
You got a fucking
Yeah.
whip and shit.
like
Oh my!
yes,
No,
yeah,
like shit like that,
you could
yeah.
have that,
Yeah, like
and
shit like that.
those are like things that people are so into it. Like a fetish could be like, for example, you can just like to a lot of people are like, I want to watch my partner having sex with another person.
Oh yeah.
That's their fetish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do have fetishes where people like to
Like
watch.
I
other
just
people.
like watching my.
That might be the newer generation
Well, not
since they like to
really.
watch stuff.
Well, and you'd be surprised. That is a thing. That is a very underculture.
joke,
Is like happening where like yeah,
a
like
joke.
and it's like it's a lot of stuff that you'll be like, oh wow, no, I would not do that. Like, but it's the pleasure of like again, there's the fetish of like I want to see you peeing on me. That's a fetish. Would you do that? No. I was like, that's why I said, what is your?
I have a good
mine,
pee
huh?
shot.
Let's try it out. I mean, let's see where it goes.
But is that part, and I think when it comes to the submissive for them, and then that has to do of what you're willing and up to where. So that's why you have to create what we call the safe word, and it's
Right.
a word that like can snap you out of it. Because when you're a dominant and when you are so into spanking and you can spank and spank to the point where you cannot like, is at a moment where like you are so into it that you don't know if you can stop until you are satisfied. So maybe you don't know, like, if the other, the person is being hurt, because it gets to a point, it aroused me to a point where like it's hurting, and that's when you use the safe word of like, I don't know. Then you, out of nowhere, you put bird, and then when you hear that word, it's like you snap out of it, right? So that's why like it's the trust that you have, and and when it comes to that.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you guys into like? Is there like stuff that makes you? Would any of y'all do threesomes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
How was that?
Good.
Guy, girl, or girl?
Okay, so here's the thing.
All girl.
Okay.
Or all guy. Like, what was
Oh,
it?
girl. No, it was a 2 female and a guy, and I described it to somebody that I felt bad to. I'm sorry, 2 girls, me and the girl and the guy.
I was about to say, damn, there's a lot of people there.
But it's something that is like, I think people are, what you watch or what your expectations when it comes to a threesome is not as pleasurable that you'll think that it is. Okay. Why? Is because it is, it's the dynamic that is happening. It takes a lot, right? You want to have this experience of having sex with 2 more people, but then at the same time, it's like you are overthinking, like, I'm doing this right.
It's like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And let me tell you something.
It's not working for me.
Yeah, no, like, is it, for example, for a man, when it comes to a man, and I described this, like, I feel bad for the guy now that I'm thinking, it's like, I feel bad because I'm asking a man to pleasure 2 women that and that at the same time you want to, like, you are there at that point where like, oh my God, I wanted all of it. And a man is like, well, let me give you oral sex while I'm penetrating this woman. And it's like, this is not enough. Yeah. So it's too much to ask for a man to do that. Same thing for females. Maybe if we're doing a threesome, as a female, you have to agree that you have, unless you talk with the people, right? With the other 2, if you want to do oral sex when it comes to same gender, right? And that's the same thing with men. How would you feel if you're penetrating through the vagina and then in the ass? Like, what if your penis touches? Like, how are you going to feel about it? Right?
I'm not doing it.
Right?
First of all, not enough for 2 people. Sorry. This is a one-ride person.
That's a preference, right? And that's what I said. Threesomes.
Like, it just doesn't work. I'm not against it. It's just not going to work.
No.
Somebody's going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And it ain't going to be me. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just too much. It's like, there's too much going on.
It is too much. But it's...
And then somebody's going to be mad.
Yeah, it's, yeah,
I'm going to be like, oh.
I think,
Wait,
I think so
no.
too.
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
and then there also could happen where you could potentially have more of a connection with one person than the other.
The other
person gonna be pissed. Like,
Exactly.
hello, I'm a part of this.
Right, yeah.
And like, I don't like the
Yeah,
whole.
get your ass
Not
and make
for
us
me.
a sandwich.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Dude.
It sounds like a lot.
It is a lot of work.
Not enough
It's like,
penis to sling around.
no, and you don't get that satisfaction, because it's like you could be at this point of
So
climax.
disappointing is what you're telling me.
Well, no, I mean, for my opinion, is
Naty, come on, bro, man. You flip-flopping here, man. You flip-flopping.
no, but it is.
She's like, oh, it's tough to be the guy. You're going to be sad if you're the girl. But it was good.
It was an experience that that's why I can say, like, a lot of people, they like that. Maybe they are more, I just had it once, and for me it was something that I was like, I'm not planning to have it again.
Yeah.
I had a bad experience. Not a bad, but like I would say nothing that I would like to be like, oh, let me try it again, for any reason. And I was logic to it. Like, yes, no. There's people that are like, oh, my dream is to have sex with 2 women. I was like, yeah, but it's like, are you willing to take what it takes to be on a threesome? That is the question. As a female and a man, then
It's a lot of work.
It's too much work. Yeah, y'all, we got to wrap this shit up. We're like, we're
Wait.
I'm exhausted.
Are you?
2 women, see? I'm just kidding. We're going to wrap this shit up. Thank you for being here.
no, thank you.
We appreciate you. We appreciate that you're a listener. We appreciate that you're a guest here. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time. And we hope to have you again sometime.
Well, yes, I hope so too. So, wait a second.
Oh, yeah.
If you want me to be in here again, follow, right? Share.
Yes.
Ask.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Comment.
Yes.
And ask these people to get you more guests on the show, right?
Heck yeah.
Positive things. That's what we want. So if you want me here again on the other topic,
All right.
let these guys know.
Maybe we'll do a sex part 2.
Hell yeah.
Because I feel like there was, I think there was more to
There
it.
was so much more.
And we're like
So
on
much
this,
more.
we're like on the surface of this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we did.
But I'm not trying to, it's the attention span of people nowadays. A little shaky. Anyway, I do want to say that we are on, you good. I do want to say that we are on all streaming platforms. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and we are on Anchor for your ass. Anchor, what the fuck? No. And go subscribe to YouTube. We're on YouTube. Thank you, Naty. Thank you, Jade. And thank you guys, my lovely co-hosts. all the
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you.
We
B.
appreciate y'all. And yeah, till next time.
All right. Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Gracias. Ciao.